Hello guys, back again together with me here. In this video, I will discuss a mind-blowing movie released in 2019, COMA. The movie told a story about some people who were trapped in the world of COMA. A guy named Victor was one of them. So, could Victor leave the COMA world and get back in his normal state? Before we start the complete storyline, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified on our new video. The film begins with a scene where a man named Victor wakes up in his room. He then looked around him, including a photo of himself with someone. He also saw several objects around him that had holes in them, but if he looked closely, the holes closed by themselves. Feeling confused, Victor finally left the room and was surprised to see someone with an imperfect body. He immediately ran outside, but became even more confused as he looked around him. Somehow, the world he was currently standing in had a strange gravity. The buildings appear upside down and some of them look incomplete. All the buildings there were from various countries, but they were strangely connected to each other. All of this made Victor even more confused. Victor realized that he was in a fantasy world, but he didn't remember who he was. In a state of confusion, a black creature called a Reaper appeared and immediately attacked Victor. Victor was trying to avoid it and run away. However, when he was almost caught by the Reaper, fortunately, 3 people with special abilities came to help him. They finally escaped from the Reaper by going down the abyss with reverse gravity. They also passed through various countries that are formed from the memories of comatose patients. The Reaper got closer and they kept shooting, but it wasn't enough to kill it. After running from the Reaper for quite a long time, they hide somewhere. However, because there was no other way out, one of them sacrificed himself by exploding a bomb with the Reaper. After that incident, Victor asked one of them about what happened to him. The woman named Player replied that they were all in a world of people who are in a coma, and the buildings exist on that place were from their memories. Play herself has a special ability to heal wounds. After a long journey, they got into a bus which turned out to be a transition gate to another dimension. After arriving at their base, which was in another world, a woman attended them and inquired about the pilot. The pilot was the man who previously blew himself up. Knowing the pilot's death, some of them argued. Not long after, their leader named Yan came. Play explained her intention to help Victor. She had a feeling that Victor could help them reach a place where they wouldn't be bothered by Reapers. Victor was taken to a room where he could rest. That night, Victor dreams about sketches, buildings, and accidents that put him in a coma. Victor woke up. When he realized how surprised Victor was when he saw that the place and building he dreamed of was already on the side of his room. Not long after, Phantom came. He was one of the men who also helped him yesterday. Phantom told Victor not to go to that place because most of them who went there will forget who they are. Phantom also told Victor that those who lived there have special abilities. Like Play that can heal wounds, astronomers who are skilled in engineering, spirits that can detect the presence of Reapers, and others. To find out Victor's ability, he underwent a series of tests. As information, the real ability will emerge in a state of urgency or danger. Victor tried many times but he failed to find out the ability that he had. Even so, he did not give up and in the end Victor, who was an architect in the real world, knew that his power was to create buildings using only his mind. Later on the night, Victor had another dream and he saw the same thing. But in his dream this time, he saw himself in a room like a hospital. The next day, Victor spoke with Yan. He told Victor the comparison in the real world and in the coma world, which is 1 equal to 100. That means 1 day in the real world is equal to 100 days in the coma world. After that, Victor went with the others on a mission to search for explosives. On the way, a man named Astronomer discusses dreams that store information about what they remember in the real world. Meanwhile, Spirit informed him that she detected the Reaper's presence at a considerable distance. The Reaper itself is a creature that actually comes from a person who is in a state of coma with a dead brain. Reaper can infect other people to be like him. Before long, they arrived at a place that looked like a factory. They also made plans and just in case the Reaper appears. When astronomers were planning, Phantom suddenly attacked the people who were there until they counterattacked. After winning the fight, Astronomer scolded Phantom because his actions can provoke the appearance of the Reaper. They went inside to retrieve the torpedo which was about to explode. Because it exploded easily, they tried to take the torpedo very carefully. While trying to retrieve the torpedo, one of them notices the arrival of the Reaper. Seeing the situation, Phantom told some of them to leave, while others including Victor to stay and complete the mission. Then, Victor focused on creating a building so that when the torpedo's hook chain was released, the building that Victor had in mind automatically formed there, protecting the torpedo from exploding. Knowing Victor's abilities, Yan suggested that he should form an isolated island free from Reapers. The next day, they prepared to go to a place that would later become their home island. While the astronomers were explaining their route, Phantom picked up the detector stealthily. On the way, Spirit told the astronomer that she has detected a Reaper, but the astronomer doesn't believe it. The Reaper himself knew of their whereabouts because of the detection device that the Phantom had previously taken. Eventually, they split up and Astronomer told Victor to go up the hill. Somehow the Phantoms followed Victor and of course, the Reapers that appeared immediately headed towards them. When Victor was attacked by a Reaper, luckily one of Yan's men named Tank came to help Victor and shot the Reaper. As a result of the shot, the Reapers drew closer. Later, Phantom attempts to fit his detector into Victor's outfit to accuse him of being a Reaper lurker. However, his efforts were not successful, and the number of Reapers was increasing because many of them were already infected. When they were trying to escape, suddenly a light came just like splitting the earth. Victor woke up from his coma. He remembers everything that happened before he fell into a coma. Victor remembered when he was with his lover, who was none other than the Play whom he knew in the coma world. They were driving towards a place to attend an invitation. In the invitation, Victor was asked to be involved in a project. Before getting out of the car, Play gave Victor an electric shock just in case of emergency, since Play was suspicious of Victor's invitation. Victor went into a building, and there he met Yan, who turned out to be a scientist. He was developing a project that was nothing but life in a coma world. Yan asked Victor to design a safe haven from Reaper attacks for the world he was developing. But of course, Victor refused, but Yan forced him by ordering his men to arrest Victor. Fortunately, Victor managed to escape using his shock device. Victor immediately ran back into the car, but because Play was not focused while driving, they both had an accident. Later, Victor and Play bodies who were unconscious are taken by Yan and enter the world of coma. After Victor woke up, Yan explained that they were a group of scientists who tried to create a new world for humans. Of course, Yan couldn't succeed without Victor's help because the biggest fear in the comatose world is the Reaper. Everyone in the room was in a coma. Some of them have actually recovered but still choose to live in a coma world like Phantom. This was because they have physical and mental retardation in the real world. Therefore, Yan asked Victor to build a place in the world of coma. Yan said that if he didn't agree, then Play, who was in the coma world, would be touched by the Reaper and her brain would immediately die. Yan also promised that he would release everyone including Victor and Play if he managed to build the place that he wanted. Finally, like it or not, Victor returns to the world of a coma to save Play, who has not yet woken up. Next, Victor wakes up again in his apartment, while Play and the others have resigned themselves to their situation. But before the Reaper attacked, Victor came to take them to a place where he would build his project. After arriving, Victor immediately built his project with his abilities. In just a short time, Victor managed to create a city with magnificent futuristic buildings for them to live in. However, when they were going to enter the city created by Victor, Yan told the real-world facts experienced by those who were there. Apparently, Yan was just using Victor and he didn't allow anyone else to enter the building. Not long after, suddenly Tank's body faded away by itself. It turned out that in the real world, their oxygen supply was stopped by Yan's men. They fought back, but their efforts were in vain. The astronomer then told Victor and Play that if they want to wake up, they must find their bodies in the coma world. Then they returned to headquarters and entered the building that had existed in their dreams. They started looking for their bodies in the room. But the situation in the dream world has changed. because everything there was connected to the memories of people who are in a coma. Therefore, Victor tried hard to remember the details of his room. After Victor recalled the details of his room, he finally managed to find it. Unfortunately, astronomer faded there and could not continue his journey. When they were about to walk to their room to find the body, Yan came in their way. Yan said that everything that humans feel, including feelings of joy, sadness, anger and others, were not more than brain signals. Did not agree with Yan's opinion, they both fought there. Fortunately, Phantom, who has turned into a Reaper, came to save Victor's by attacking Yan and making him fade away. A few moments later, Victor woke up and saw Play, who had not woken up. Victor was trying to wake Play up, and finally she came into consciousness. At the end of the film, Victor and Play were seen to have lived normal lives and love each other. Okay, that's all the storyline of this movie. I hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to like, subscribe and share with your friends. I'll come back with the next movie storyline. Until now, bye.